Hey guys, Chris from Hockey Tutorial here. Today we're going to be doing a video comparison between the original APX skates and the brand new APX2 ice hockey skates. In this video I'm just going to be highlighting some of the changes in the new APX2 skates to give you a better understanding of what Bauer have done to the new line of boots, and also to make your decision between either one of these skates a bit easier. So to start off this video comparison, we're going to start off by taking a look at the APX or the original APX skates and focusing along the top portion of the skate. One of the things that I noticed the first time I looked at the brand new APX2s was the difference between the tongue from the originals and the brand new skates. If I turn these ones over down just so you can see exactly what I mean, if you take a look at the APXs over here, the original ones, you can see just how thin the tongue is, but if you take a look at the APX2's tongue, you can see just how thick it is. The original APX skates used roughly about 40 ounces around the tongue portion over there, which is a clear result of why this tongue over here is so much thinner. They did still give you a metatarsal guard to prevent lace bite, but the thickness of the tongue, for me personally, I'd like to see a much thicker tongue, just to reassure me that the tongue is going to last and I'm definitely not going to be getting any lace bite inside these skates over here. This tongue over here was roughly about 40 ounces compared to the new APX2s, which is 52 ounces, so it's really nice to see that they've made a significant progress with beefing up the new tongue on the APX skates. Another thing that they've changed with the tongue construction, as I said, is 52 ounces as opposed to 40 ounces over there. But as you go further into the skate, or deeper down into the skate, the portions of the tongue that actually need to wrap around the top portion of your foot are much thinner than the portions on the top. This just means that you'll get a much better fit inside the skate, a much more close and secure fit, or snug fit, as a lot of skaters will like to have, and not have too much empty or unnecessary empty room inside the skate. But as the top portion is still thick, nice and cushiony over here, as you can see, with an exposed metatarsal guard in the front to prevent lace bite, you're going to get that comfort, that secure fit from the midsection over here, but also that protection from lace bite. So now taking a look at the quarter package of the way these two skates have been constructed. With the original APX skates, Bauer had the concept idea of taking the features from the high-end Supreme skates and the, of course, Vapor series and putting them together to result in a new and powerful skate. And what that resulted in is these APX skates that we have over here, the originals. They took the Alive composite from the Total Ones from the Supreme line and put them together with the Vapor technology, which was the X-Rib design. The X-Rib design, if I turn the skate around quickly, is this X pattern that you can see going along the back of the skate's portion over there. And what that results in is increased stability, but it also allows them to create an incredibly responsive product and a lightweight product as well. The Total One's features, which is the Alive composite, just creates an overall incredibly supportive skate, a protective skate, and a very responsive skate. And all of those features have been combined into the APX original skate over here. What they've done with the APX2 is a slightly different approach. They've still gone and kept that X-Rib design, which is sort of renowned throughout the whole of the Vapor series, which is what makes these things so stable, as I said previously. But what they've done with these ones over here is that they've gone with a new curved composite material for the overall quarter package of these skates. It's also been injected with Bauer's 3D technology, and the result of these two features being put together on the APX2 skates is a reduction in the overall weight of these things. So the original APX skates in a size 9 weighed up at around 788 grams, which to be honest is incredibly lightweight. The new APX2 skates have had a reduction of 22 grams from this new curved composite, as well as Bauer's 3D technology in the X-Rib patterning across the quarter package of these skates, resulting in a new weight of 766 grams, which is, I think, is fantastic. The fact that they've added new features to this skate, beefed up the tongue, and still managed to keep this product lighter than its predecessor. So moving on from that, taking a look at the lacing system that Bauer have used on the original APX skates. If you take a look at this portion over here where the eyelets are connected and where the laces go through, you can see that there's a line where you can clearly see some stitching that's going on all the way through the top portion of the skate, coming back down and following the eyelets. This is a result of a mix and mash of different materials, synthetic leathers, foams, that have all been stitched together to create this section over here where the laces are connected to. Additionally to that, you can see that also there's these metal rings, or the eyelets where the laces go through, that's also connected or injected into this material over here. Now the issue with that is, if I just show you how soft this material over here is, you can see that it bends and flexes as I kind of pull and tug on it. It's not very secure at all. The problem with that is that the more you use your skates, the more you do your laces up and take them off, the more this section of the skate is going to get worn away and degraded. It's just one of those things that happens with skates. Moving on to the APX2s, what they've done with these ones over here is that they've used a power bar lacing system that they're calling, which is a one-piece injected design, meaning that this whole portion of the skate that the laces are connected to is just one piece of the material. In this case, it's going to be a sort of a high-end, high-durable or high-wear plastic. The advantage of that is that it doesn't matter how many times you do your laces up, during the baking process where you pull in your laces too tight and the eyelets might pop out, none of those problems will affect this new power bar lacing system, which is incredible. The overall durability and life length of these skates has been really impacted in a significant way, in a beneficial way, meaning that the skates are going to last a hell of a lot longer than they will with the previous lacing system that they used over here because of how soft it is. Additionally to increasing the life length of these skates, this new power bar lacing system will also increase the amount of forward flex that a player has with 33% less effort, and it still results in the same output. So what that means is that the amount of energy and effort that you have to put into leaning forward to get a good flexion out of your skates to be able to get a nice, deep, powerful stride is going to be 33% less effort because of this new lacing system that they've incorporated on the APX2s. Additionally to that, another feature that they've added is because of the design and the way that these new one-piece injection lacing systems have been designed and fitted to the skates, it keeps the laces much flatter to the body of the skate or the top portion of the skate, which will also help to reduce lace bite. So the laces won't flip up, they won't roll over and create almost a bar for you to fold the tongue over and to hurt yourself with. So this is definitely one of, personally, my favourite features of the new APX2 skates. Another way of thinking of the new lacing system that Bauer have incorporated on the new APX2s compared to the older APX skates is to think of what a lot of mechanics or people that are into engineering say. The more pieces that you have, the more pieces there is to go wrong. The old construction of this lacing system consists of lots of different materials stitched together, these eyelets or metal pieces injected into the skates or placed into the skates for the laces to go into, which can pop out. There's multiple pieces just in this small section over here. So by reducing all of those pieces to one piece of material over here, with no eyelets over here, you can see that the eyelets are actually built into the body of the lacing system. You're just eliminating the need for, or the issue of lots of different parts of the skate going wrong, because now it's just one piece of material. So some of the other minor changes that they've made to the APX, if we take a look at the high wear areas along the skate over here, these are the parts of the skates that normally contact the ice when you're in your tight turns or crossovers if you go fairly low down. So on the APX they did have a sort of a plastic insert along the sides over here to prevent the actual body of the skate from being worn into. Taking a look at the back of the skate, this is another sort of high wear area on a lot of skates. With the APX original ones over here, you can see the Bauer did fit a sort of a slightly more durable material to the back, but over here they really haven't done too much. Taking a look at the Bauer APX2s, what they've done with these ones over here, they've beefed up the high wear areas over here by adding more plastic inserts and making them a bit more rigid to increase the durability and life length of these skates. And taking a look at the back, which is another one of the high wear areas that I was mentioning, you can see that they've inserted some new materials over there to sort of beef up the overall durability of these skates. So in terms of how long these skates are going to last you, the new APX2s are going to be much more durable than the previous APX skates, which I know is going to be something that everyone is going to really like, because if you're spending a lot of money on a pair of skates, as these skates do have an incredibly high price tag, you want to make sure that they're going to last, which is definitely going to be important to a lot of people. Another one of the changes that they made, while we're still talking about the overall structure of the boot itself, is going to be the comfort edge along the top over here. If I show you along with the APX2s, you can see that they're using almost a synthetic material or a synthetic leather, which is very durable, very strong. It's not the sort of thing that's going to be able to be worn into and worn away or torn or very easily. But taking a look at the older or the more traditional or the original APXs, you can see that what this is, it's almost just a foam material. It's a very similar material to what the footbeds would be constructed from, which, as we know, isn't a very durable material. So this thing over here wouldn't last very long, and it would wear away and tear fairly quickly and fairly easily. So it's nice to see on the new APX2 skates that they've beefed up this comfort edge. Taking a look at the APX or the original APX skates, as these are Bauer's top end or elite Vapor Series skate, well, they used to be previously, you can see that it is fitted with the fully composite outsole, which is very lightweight, very rigid and very durable, which gives you a very responsive performance in these skates. In terms of the holder, you can see that these skates over here are fitted with the Bauer LS2 holder, which is one of the most popular holders on the market, and the skates are fitted with the Fusion blade. What the Fusion blade is, it's a mix of steel and aluminium. These two materials are fused together to improve the overall weight of the skate. As the blade of a hockey skate is the single most heaviest piece of the boot, because the skates are constructed of lots of different pieces together, so if you broke them all down into one piece, the blade would be the heaviest part. What they've done by having the steel at the bottom and the aluminium along the top portion of the skates, they've been able to reduce 27% of the blade's weight, which is a good portion of weight that's reduced off of the overall skate. So aside from that, taking a look at the holder, which is probably going to be one of the most exciting things that Bauer have done to the new APX2 skates. The new holder that they're using on this is the Lightspeed Edge holder, which aside from featuring that trigger system that we are going to come to in a minute, that I know a lot of you hockey players are going to be itching to get your hands on, as it's a great feature that's never been seen on previous hockey skates before. Aside from that, Bauer have also increased the overall height of this new holder, giving players a greater angle of attack. It also results in a shorter turning radius, 7% shorter than the previous holder, which was the Lightspeed 2 holder. What the shorter turning radius results in is much more aggressive turns. You're going to be able to turn much tighter, much lower to the ice, resulting in you being able to get to that puck much quicker, which is definitely a feature that a lot of hockey players are going to be able to benefit from. One of the things that I must say that I am very fond of doing is when I'm on the ice, I like to be able to be incredibly agile. I like to be able to hammer very aggressive, low, tight turns. By increasing the overall height of the holder by 3mm, they've just increased the overall performance and agility that you're going to be able to get from your skates. So that's definitely something that I'm really pleased to hear about. Moving on from that feature, of course, we're going to come onto the trigger system. This is Bauer's brand new way of releasing the blade. So as you know with the previous APX skates, if I quickly touch on these over here, you can see that these skates don't feature any bolts or screws along the holder. The first thing that does is improve the durability, because other skates that have bolts and screws on the holders, you have to worry about those bolts and screws coming loose, like the Reebok and CCM E-Pro holders. Those are another story, I won't even go to those, but anyone that's had those skates will know exactly what I mean. To be able to remove the blade on these boots, you had to go inside through the inside of the skate. In the heel there was normally a portion or a little plug that you could remove, and it would expose the bolts to be able to undo the blade and change it out. But the problem with that is if you snapped a blade in the middle of a game, plain and simply you were out. Or if you had the equipment to be able to change the blade there and then you would be able to do it, but it would take quite a long time for you to be able to do that. With the APX2s, the new trigger system on the Lightspeed Edge holder means that all you simply have to do is press along this button over here, or this little trigger that you can see there, and the blade then becomes released. It'll become much looser. You can simply pull it out from the bottom and replace it. But the idea behind this change is that it literally takes you about, I'd say, between 8 and 10 seconds to switch out a blade, which is much quicker than any other blade changing option that is available on the market today. A lot of boots that allow you to switch out your blades, like my Mako skates for example, that would still take you a good few minutes to be able to do that. I'd probably say between 5 and 10 minutes. T-blades, again, that'll take you probably about 15 to 20 minutes to change out the blades on both skates. If you're new, if you're used to doing it, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. But the new system that they've incorporated on these APX2s is just ridiculous. It takes a matter of seconds for you to switch out your blade, which means that you'll never miss a shift while you're on the ice. If you lose an edge or your blade snaps, you can just jump on the bench, take a few seconds out of your shift to be able to switch out your blades, and you're ready to jump back on the ice again. But another feature of them that's probably going to be the biggest advantage with these skates, and which is probably one of the reasons that they're going to blow a lot of the skates that are on the market today out of the way, is going to be the fact that if you play a lot of hockey games at different ice rinks, I know I personally only like one person, or I'd say 2 people in the UK max, sharpening my skates. The problem with that is that if I'm away, for example, if I'm in Nottingham and I live in Cambridge, there is no way that I can get them to sharpen my skates if I lose an edge. But what I can do is I can buy replacement runners, leave them in my bag, and have them pre-sharpened the way I like to have them sharpened by the people I like to sharpen my boots, and leave them in a bag somewhere safe, and they're ready for me to use in case I need them, which is probably one of the biggest advantages of these skates. They've kind of taken, or you could almost say they've adopted some of the features that we've seen on other lines of skates like the T-Blade series and incorporated them into their own boots, so players can now freely switch out their blades, which I'm really happy about. So taking a look at one of the other features before we quickly wrap up this video, with the original APX skates, the liner that they've used inside these ones was the HydraMax 2 liner, which is a really nice liner. It features the antimicrobial properties and also hydrophobic properties, which means that any moisture will get wicked away through the boot and out through the perforations at the base of the skate, which is really nice. The only real change that they've made inside the boot of the APX2s, it's still the same HydraMax 2 liner, but they've made a few additional improvements by adding some high wear areas. You might be able to see this section over here. These are the sort of areas of the liner that get worn away very, very quickly all along the sort of sides over here by your ankles. So they've injected or added a few synthetic leather materials over here, which are very, very durable and should hopefully increase the life of the inside of these liners and skates. So a lot of the changes that they've made on the APX2 skates are not only to improve the overall performance, but also to improve the life length of these skates, which is definitely something I like to see. So last but not least, taking a look at the footbeds. This is just going to be a quick little clip because as you can see, you might be able to tell that nothing has changed in the design of these two different footbeds over here. They both still feature those sort of grippy materials. It's like a plastic or a rubbery grip coating along the portions around the heel to stop your heel from bobbing up and down, and also to stop your foot from sliding around inside the skate, as well as along the toe section over here. They also have the same grip material to stop any slippage while you're inside the boot. Still features the imperforations or holes, and also has these two dual zones, one to stop the footbed from bobbing around inside the skate, and of course the moisture management system over there. Bauer APX and or some of the other skates that they've done is probably going to be the only skates on the market to have these extra bits around the sides over there, and that's just to protect you from any impact from pucks that hit the toe cap of the skates, so you don't get too much of a shock or vibration in your toes from any puck sort of impacting you, which is quite nice. But this is a sort of a down to personal preference. I've always preferred Superfeet, but if you guys like these, then that's fine. Same thing over here. The only real difference, there is a tiny sort of difference in the thickness of these sort of protection pads around the sides for the APX footbeds, but that's literally about it. Besides that, you can see that they are both the exact same thing. So hopefully this video has highlighted some of the main changes that Bauer have made to the APX2 skates when compared to the previous APX skates. Hopefully, again, this video will make making the decision between buying this APX2 skates a little bit easier, as I've given you some of the main points that have changed with the new boots over here. I also wanted to say a massive thank you to Puckstop, who are the hockey store in the UK that were kind enough to send us these skates to make this video possible. So for all of your hockey needs for your skates, sticks, pads, be sure to check out puckstop.com. The link will be down below in the video description, and it's also important to mention that they've just got a whole new line of brand new Bauer products. A lot of people have been sort of really excited with the release of the APX2s, and they've sidetracked the fact that Bauer have released a whole new line of skates to go along with the APX2s. So traditionally with the APX1, or the original APX, we saw the skates that were sort of just below that, like the X7.0s, the X5.0s, but now that's Bauer's older line that was with the APX originals. With the APX2, Bauer have released a whole brand new line of skates, which has slightly adopted a name that they used previously or a few years back with their older skates. So the new names for the skates is going to be the X40s, the X60s, the X80s, so be sure to check out Puckstop's website. The link will be down below in the video description so you can see these brand new line of Bauer skates. And if you're able to, I definitely recommend popping in to see Puckstop's store, because as we know in the UK, some of our hockey stores don't match up to what we see in America and Canada, but Puckstop's new store is going to be the closest thing to a hockey superstore in America that we're going to get in the UK. So guys, please go and check it out. It's a great store, they're a great team, and they have fantastic products. Thanks for watching, guys, and of course subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, and take care till next time.